On Thursday, the 10th of February 2022, during the third day of the New Zealand anti-mandate protest, police engaged the protesters with force and made 122 arrests. Many of the public were shocked, felt that the force used was excessive and unjustified. During my visits to Parliament, I spoke with a few of the arrested, and one of them was willing to tell me his story on camera. 9 days had passed, but I could tell that the experience still troubled him.
My name is Christopher Best. I'm from Upper Hutt, Wellington. The first day was a convoy, which was pretty special really. The very first day was a Tuesday. The convoy came to town, stood on the bridge, we all waved flags. And that was pretty much everyone came to town. I stayed till about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock that night. It was really good. Then the Wednesday came, so I came back into town early again. Came in about 10 o'clock. It was just another day. People setting up. People sort of feeling their way, meeting people. People were coming in. So I stayed overnight. I stayed on the Wednesday night. I thought I'll stay in my car. Just sleep in my car, set my car up. So I eventually went to sleep about, 2 o'clock I think, that night, Wednesday night. Sat in the car and next morning, it's about 7 o'clock, I woke up, down the side street, up the top there, and pretty much it was pretty funny actually. I stepped out of the car and I'm in the middle of the city and everyone's walking to work, and mass. Everyone's walking through at mass and I say, oh, good morning, and there was some people that nod their head, some people wouldn't nod their head, some people say good morning, so it was pretty cool.
What's that?
So I needed to go to the toilet, as you do. And I walked around to the top of the thing and I thought, walked down to the first gate at the top and I saw some Borderloos and I thought, oh that's great, short work's going to be handy for us. Get down and here's about 30-40 cops. Didn't really think much of it. Nothing was really happening. They were just all organising the toilets. And so I went down to the food tent, got a cup of coffee, a couple of muffins, put them in your pocket, a couple of hot cross buns. Got to the statue in front of Parliament there and sat down and drinking the coffee, and pretty much life was good, you know. There's a lot of, you could see the cops at the top there. Oh yeah, nothing's happening, just watching. And this woman comes running down, screaming down. It's like there's a house on fire, or she was panicking. There was panic in her voice. So, you know, like I always go towards the fire. Not like some run away from the fire. But I sort of went there, I thought, right, I need to go and help. She was screaming out, need men, you know. And so I get up near the top. There's a lot of tents, and the police were pushing people into the tents, pushing the people into tents, and I tried, when I got up there, I was trying to say, hey, stop. So I was trying to stop all this, you know, try to stop it. It didn't stop. Even the police pushed me. I fell over into the tents, scrambling out, tripping over tie ropes on the tents. And that went on for like 20 minutes, well, it went on forever, you know, it felt like it was forever. So I had to get into another gear, I suppose, and next minute I was pushing police away from the people, and we're yelling out, get rid of the tents, so everyone was behind us. So it was a bit of a mess for about half an hour to an hour pretty much. That was it was full on. And we created this line in front of the tents, you know, so the police were trying to push us, so we'd push back. Police would push us, we'd push back. But they were gaining momentum, you know. And the police, I have to say they were pretty rough. I didn't see a lot of police doing things that needed to be done, or, you know, they were trying to pull people out. This line started, so I ended up behind people, and I was hanging on to my brothers in arms, my sisters, mums, dads, I was hanging on to them. The woman wouldn't even come out of the front line. So this has been most probably nearly 2 hours, or an hour and a half to 2 hours. I don't know, time just runs away. And so then they would come out for a rest, like they needed to come out because of the heat. So I went in the front line, and they tried to put the tall cops with the short people, and the short people would be threatened. So I'd go and stand where the tall people were, where the tall cops were. So I'd look them in the eye, and say, hey, if you're going to push someone, push me, because the little small people were getting pushed around, really. And so I had a mother on one side and another mother on the side of me, and there was a lot of other people also yelling and screaming, and I had to reach over and tell people to, we're all doing it really, we're all trying to keep everyone calm, and it was trying to slow the thing down, and I'd say things, let's just talk about this again, go through, and everyone was telling their stories and yelling and carrying on. And this went on for a few times, but then the cops would actually end up in a pause moment. They'd stand like this, and they'd be a metre apart with them, and knew they weren't going to attack us. Every time they went into attack mode, you could see them gearing up, another row behind the cops, and also you could see them come together, shoulder to shoulder, and you knew they were going to attack. So then you go, link arms, and the guys behind me would hang on to my belt, and they would just pull me back. So I'd pull the woman back as well. And the brothers behind me, or sisters, I don't know who was behind me actually. Didn't have time for that. And it just felt like everyone was helping. And the help was amazing. That's the part. You had to save everybody. And you could see people, cops were coming in like a zigzag. They would zigzag along, they would attack, and they'd do this all the way along the line to try and find a weak point. They had trouble, but they did pull people out, and I saw things because I was up high. And everyone was panicking around me. They were thinking more cops coming in, there'd be like another 20 cops coming in or 30 cops coming in. And I could actually be up tall, and I'd say to them, to all the shorter people, so the people called me high tower for that. And I'd look back and say, no, it's filling up, it's people coming, it's good, it's all right. So that gave us all hope, And just did, it even surprised the cops. There's so many stories that I even tried to say to the cops, it's smoko time now, let's pull up, let's have a break, let's go and have some cup of tea and hot scones, smoko time, it's against health and safety regulations, and eventually, I think it's 4.5 hours or something, 5 hours, I don't know, I was there from 8 o'clock to about 2 o'clock. And that's how I got pulled out. I got pulled out a few times, but my buddies pulled me back in. But this time, they did a distraction, which was one, they started doing this. And I yelled out, no, it's a distraction, it's a distraction, keep focused on the front line, on the front line. But what people did is they looked back, and I was standing on my own, and the police pretty much heard me saying what I was doing. And as I turned, I heard them say, get that one. And that was pretty much it. They came in like a freight train at me. I was standing on my own, doing nothing, and they just, you'll see it on the video somewhere, I haven't seen it, so many other people have seen it. And they came in like 4 or 5 at a time, grabbed me, and literally I just flew through the air, on the ground, starfish, dead duck. Fight, there's no reason to fight. But no, they had to jump on me, fold my back, fold this leg up, my left leg, on the ground, jumped on that, held me down. And another cop jumps on me back, which a couple of days I had a bit of a twinge in the old back, but that's alright. And the worst part was the handcuffs. They put the handcuffs on, round your back, yank your arm up, put the handcuffs on. They put them on so tight that this nearly chopped through my hand. And so much pain. Yeah, the pain was... yeah. Anyway, yeah, so this is the part where they treated me like I'd done something, I don't know, I'd done something really bad. Yeah, I can understand someone's done something really bad. And I was thinking, what have I done bad? Why am I getting treated like this? They even yanked your arm up so you could start kicking. But no, I said a few words to them, but no, they still wouldn't do it. So I dropped to my knees, so they had to carry her. It was a bit more pain, but they had to like carry it, and then that's when they say, come on, get off the ground. They're yelling at you. They want you to kick and struggle, so it looks like I was sort of attacking them, trying to get away or something. And you've looked at a lot of people who were doing the same, because the pain they put with those handcuffs, it's brutal. And I had this hand here just swelled up really bad. I've only just started to get the feeling through here. This is still numb. Still numb even today. Hasn't gone away. Then they chucked you in a little dog box. Sat in there for seemed like forever. Just for an hour. In the back of this truck, and I'm 6 foot. They're not even big enough for a dog, And and, police. The police that day. This is the bit you want to know. If you looked at that lineup, this is the bit you'll need to know. You looked at that lineup. They had a lot of young police, and people would ask them how long they've been in the police force for, and it was for, some would say, 2 years, 2.5, but they looked like they'd only been in there a year. And they were young people, a bit like cousins or someone's daughters, someone's son or something, And they were frightened. I didn't say things to upset them, but I said things to make them think, and they were crying. The time I got, they were crying. You could see it in their eyes, and they'd always be moving the cops around, and young people should have never seen that, especially that was fighting against New Zealand police. We weren't fighting actually, not fighting, but we were holding the line. The New Zealand police were creating this reaction that we would fight, and I don't know how New Zealand stood up for that. I don't know how they held that line, because you just wanted to, if someone's coming at you, attacking you, you want to attack back. And that's the so I never really got to see the end. I've only seen it on a video, seen a little bit of it. I have trouble watching the videos, and there's a lot of people out there that were in there that got arrested. I'm quite a strong person, I think, but it's affected me. And there's a lot of people that they should have even never been in that line, and it's be affecting them. So there's, the New Zealand police or the people in charge put the New Zealand police on that front line. It's really upset the New Zealand public for a reaction that they didn't get that day. And as you look around today, so many people came the next day. That was like, that was beautiful. That was music, that was music to ears. It was, and this food chain. The food chain is just filling people's hearts. Everyone's telling these stories about why they've lost their job, or someone's got injured by a vaccine. They just want to get their lifespan.
Thank you, Chris, for taking the time and having the courage to speak with me on camera and share with us your story from that sad day. If you'd like to hear more from Chris, he features in my Day 12 protest video, which I've linked in the description. If you have any messages for Chris, put them in the comments. And let's talk about what happened. Does Chris's story match up with what you saw reported on mainstream media? And what do you think about the behaviour of the protesters and of the police? Okay, that's it for today. Take care. Catch you next time.